just want to play some Marvel. You miss hosting these tournaments, hanging out with friends. You want to play the game. But Marvel 3 is a garbage online game out of the box. UMVC 3 netcode, terrible. One of the worst netcodes of all time. And that game, you don't want to be playing in bad netcode. It is not the experience. And that's also a big driving factor in this era for why people meet up to play. And that's how you practice and how you train.
Yep.
So you and TNS went above and beyond in solving this issue. There was a whole evolution in the online infrastructure to support MVC3. And I'm wondering if you could walk through that. Like, did you guys start trying to investigate options to play online with Parsec and other tools with the first online TNSs, or did that develop over time? I'm very interested in that saga.
Oh, so definitely something that developed over time, right? Because when we first started, like I knew about Parsec like a couple years before COVID, and one of my friends in St. Pete, who wasn't always able to drive up, was like, "We should play on Parsec," and I'm like, "I'm not playing online Marvel, bro. I don't care." It's like, "It's better than online." I was like, "I don't care what you call it, man. It's like for you, it'll be like playing offline." I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't want anything to do with online, right?" And then 2020 hits, and I'm like, I do remember my friend saying we can play on this thing called Parsec. So we set it up, and it was basically my PC was like the home PC, the server PC, right? So two players would connect to my PC at home, and it was about as straightforward as you can go. And they would play, and it was a very mediocre online experience. Home internet connections aren't great. But then, of course, I ended up meeting some great guys who helped me, figure out like what Parsec does and, or ways to make it work, I guess, a little better. Is basically using the Amazon Web Servers or AWS to host Parsec on where there's a more stable connection and it's a more central location. So big shout outs to everybody that helped me with that, Jason in particular. So yeah, I mean that was phenomenal, and he would just help me try to make it a little bit better every week, and we'd work on things, and you know, and we tried Google Web Service, we tried some other stuff, and I was just like, yeah, this works, and yeah, we basically created a thing where like we can have 10 servers going at the same time, and so that way we can host a bracket because having only one that was very slow. We used to host 8-person tournaments, and it would be a 2-day stream because we had to stream every match because my computer was a server. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So to be clear, like this is a 9-year-old game at this point, I believe I'm doing it correct. And you're hosting online tournaments. You're scaling up these Amazon Web Services to host these Parsec hosts where people would connect to, and you're running competent online tournaments. You're giving a revival to this game 9 years later. People are tuning in to see Marvel 3 online, and this costs money too, right? Like you have to pay for the server time, and you developed an infrastructure to host this game online because the netcode itself wouldn't work. I can just imagine like if you had to play Street Fighter 6 online, but someone had to do the dev work essentially to make it happen. You guys went through that effort, paid money to make it happen just to play Marvel 3 online and stream it to people. And I mean, this was without a goal of making money in the first place. I'm sure like you're losing money on this, right? Like this is just, you're burning money to host these servers. Is that correct?
Yeah, the first few months we were definitely just like, we had no idea we'd ever make any kind of money from it. We were just doing it for fun. And yeah, like the Amazon Web Servers, obviously they cost money, and and I try to give a little bit of money to people that helped us out, and and make things happen because I hate people doing things for free. So it's like, yeah, it's costing us money, but I'm like, obviously I had my business at the time still, so that's where my primary source of income was. And then yeah, I would just spend my free time and money on this, and I loved it. I mean, we didn't even post our videos to YouTube when we were first hosting the tournaments. We didn't even think about it. I don't even, we ended up uploading the YouTube videos to my personal YouTube channel at the beginning, just so that people can have a place where they can watch them afterwards. No idea about making money. Now I wish I had just created a new one because it would have been much cleaner, but you live and learn, right? Like the name Tampa never sleeps. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it worked out. I mean, like I said, when we had no idea that we were going to make a dime on this, right? We'd have some people sub and donate and stuff like that to help cover the costs. So like people will be watching and, and they throw a sub in there, a donation in there. Big shout outs to everybody who helped us, start up from the beginning and really showed us love back when, we just were not expecting it at all. So, and then, yeah, I mean, from there, we're just like, yeah, let's just keep doing this because we like doing it. We didn't have enough viewers. We're averaging like, I think about 4 or 5 months in, maybe we're averaging like 100 viewers on Twitch. And I was like, cool. And we still weren't posting the YouTube yet. But yeah, I mean, you've been a Twitch streamer. Nobody can make enough money with 100 concurrent viewers. You can't make any money with 100 concurrent viewers. We didn't even have ad revenue sharing yet. I don't even know if that was a thing on Twitch. I'm sure you got some money from ads, but not at that scale. It took us over a year to hit partner. We didn't even hit partner until 2021, I don't think. So
right.
Yeah.
Wow. So this scaling up that's starting to slowly occur because you're not even ready. You're not even like totally prepared for a full content push, right? It's not like you hit the ground with a plan, like, hey, we're gonna have a YouTube, we're gonna post, we're gonna make this happen. It's sort of just growing organically, and you're building up a team, and then the audience is growing, and people are participating. And I mean, I even entered one of these tournaments, like they're real functional tournaments. I was like, holy crap, I can play Marvel online, and I can match with my own shitty Hulk and see what's going on. Like, this is insane that this works. And I remember joining the Parsec server, and it wasn't bad. I was like, yeah, like depends on the server. There's a little bit of input delay, but it really wasn't. It was like playing the game.
Yeah.
I was shocked that it was possible. But at what point did this start to scale in a way and start getting traction where you're like, wait a minute, like maybe I should keep putting effort in this to see where it goes? Like, was there any key moment where you had a bigger vision for what this could be?
I think it didn't really occur until much later because, even though we were putting more and more effort into it, just because, I get a little obsessed with things when I start them. And yeah, it was 2021 happened. And that's like when we added Guilty Gear and KOF, and we were still doing Marvel every week. And we were still just having fun. Like I said, we didn't make enough viewership to make a bunch of money. We started just putting out the videos, like I think January of 2021. So it's already been like 8 months of doing this. And I remember like in March or April or something like that, we made like $100 on YouTube. And I looked at my roommates, right? Because it was just me and my roommates running this. And I looked at my roommates and said, hey guys, if we keep doing this and put it on YouTube, I think we can buy like pizza at least like once a month together. And we were kind of excited about that. We were just like, yo, that's dope, like, and yeah. And then of course, 2021, we ran TNS Atlanta and TNS Chicago, which were basically us driving to Atlanta and hosting a tournament in a LAN center, and then driving to Chicago. That was a long ass drive, and hosting a tournament at a LAN center up there. So, and those, we lost money on both of those because we were just like, yeah, we just want to go and have fun and play Marvel and have fun with our friends and see everybody. So, we did that at the end of 2021. And after that, it was like, okay, cool. Yeah, now we can do this in person as well. We can take our show on the road in person. And I'm like, cool. We're still just losing money, but it's okay because we're having a good time,
Right.
Like, most things that you have a good time on cost money. You go to the movies, it costs money. You pick up a knitting hobby, that's not cheap, So, and that's how I looked at it. But yeah.
Right. Hopefully you enjoyed that trash talk or extra trashy clip. If you want to see the full episode that clip came from, go ahead and click the link right over here. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video right here. And for the trashiest amongst you, we get the merch right over there.
Yeah, that's right.